Hello and welcome back to this first 2019 edition of What the Hell Just Happened, the vlog that isn't afraid to think outside the tetradecagon. I'm your host, Martin Ganopolar. We begin this week in the city of frozen intrigue, Moscow, Russia. And what the hell just happened there? On December 28th, the Russian Military Intelligence and Security Services, or FSB, arrested an American former Marine named James Whelan for spying. Have you been following this story? This guy Whelan, he's an outspoken Trump supporter. It's kind of an odd duck. Let's start with the fact that he carries 4 passports and is a citizen of the UK, Ireland, Canada, and the US. He also seems to like young men in the Russian military and created a bunch of relationships with them through VKontakte. That's Russia's version of Facebook. Now, apparently, his career in the U.S. Marines ended with a dishonorable discharge in 2008. He was caught and convicted of stealing more than $10,000 and writing bad checks totaling $6,000 more. He also hacked into the military computer system to change the grades that he had on his own exams. Just a regular guy, I guess. He was in Moscow in December to attend an old Marine buddy's wedding when he got busted and thrown into notorious Lefortovo prison, where he could spend the next 20 years. Now, at this point, you may be asking, well, why should we care if this dude's in custody or not? Well, a member of the Russian parliament suggested that it might be a good idea if Whelan was swapped for Maria Butina, the Russian spy currently cooperating with our government while in custody in the U.S., for her part in infiltrating the NRA and some other right-wing institutions. Yes, this is turning out to be a classic Russian spy swap right out of the Soviet playbook. Ah, the good old Soviet Union. Why, just this week, Trump waxed rhapsodic about the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979. Now, who was the last head of the KGB for the Soviets? Oh yeah, wasn't it our president's BFF, Vlad Putin? As Lewis Carroll said, this story gets curiouser and curiouser. Stay tuned for the conclusion of this weird little tale. Next, we go to the city of Manhattan, specifically to 5th Avenue between 56th and 57th Streets. What the hell just happened right in front of Trump Tower? Well, there's been a petition circulating that requests a renaming of the block of 5th to be called President Barack H. Obama Avenue. So far, the petition has over 4,000 signatures. For the street to be renamed, the New York City Council would have to approve the measure, and then Democratic Mayor Bill de Blasio would have to sign off on the name change. The council unanimously voted last month to rename a street after the hip-hop group Wu-Tang Clan, and another after rap star Notorious B.I.G. You know we gonna rock down to Obama Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Ha ha, yeah. You can almost hear Trump's teeth gnashing. Now we begin a new segment for What the Hell Just Happened that we call Why the Hell Are You Still Here? In it, we profile a member of the cabinet or senior administration official who is proven to be as expendable as a typewriter ribbon. This week we look at Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, whose very name needs to buy a vowel. The first thing we noticed about Secretary Mnuchin is that he's still a cabinet member. This displays a shocking lack of vision and understanding, not shared by the dozens of other former members of the administration who have already fled. Next, we noticed a vanity that he seems to display for no particular reason. He is slavishly loyal to the president and leaps whenever his master calls. He seems to be fully liberated, not just from any deep knowledge of the economy or the workings of the government, but from any common sense at all. You remember the selfie he took with his movie star trophy wife holding an uncut sheet of $1 bills that now had his signature on them? This happened after he used the government jet to take said wife on a shopping spree and vacation to view the solar eclipse. According to the Office of Management and Budget, he rung up over $1 million in taxpayer-funded travel in 2017 alone. You remember him championing a presidential line item veto, which had previously been ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court? Were you aware that he called an impromptu phone press conference late last month from his vacation home in Cabo San Lucas just to declare that the big banks were fully capitalized and not to worry. Yeah, he did that. And the next day, the stock market plunged to its biggest one-day loss since 1930. That's how vain and stupid he is. A quick biographical check of Mnuchin shows that his father and brother, both heavyweights at Goldman Sachs, paved the road for little Stevie to become a largely useless executive there before he was called to the greater purpose of kissing Trump's enormous glutes. So we must ask, once again, Steve Mnuchin, why the hell are you still here? Finally, we go to Indianapolis, Indiana, to a hospital called Riley Children's Health. It's here that a new therapist called Finn helps sick kids feel better. Just a few years ago, Finn went by another name. He was called Gene's Outlaw and made a living at the dog racetrack in Daytona, Florida. But a little while ago, he left that life and went to live in Indiana with a new mistress named Kathy Moore. Now, Finn is no ordinary therapist. He visits the children and then curls up next to them for a quick nap. That's because Finn is a greyhound dog, and the kids just love him. Caitlin Doherty, a child life specialist at Riley's Children's Health, said Finn and other therapy dogs help reduce anxiety in children while increasing their oxytocin, the calming hormone. It's pretty obvious Finn benefits from his volunteer duties as well. Clearly, he has made a great retirement choice. Well, that's all for this week's episode of What the Hell Just Happened. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.